Now you pissed me off.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Are you arresting me? Like I told him, there may have been somebody on the bridge or something when I was coming back through, but I didn't. The only ones that I really noticed seeing were the three girls.
Okay.
Because I was walking towards them, and I mean, they obviously stood out. And like I said, I remember it being, it looked like an older girl with two younger girls.
Okay.
Walking the trail.
Okay.
And I guess I just assumed that she was probably watching them or in charge of them or whatever. It was kind of what it felt like.
Okay. If you thought you saw somebody when you were coming back through from the bridge, where they were on the bridge?
I don't really remember seeing anybody that day, but I don't know. So if I did see somebody else, they didn't jump out to me or anything else. I don't. Like I said, it could have been people down around the cars, but I don't remember. I just remember seeing a couple cars parked over there. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Dan and SUV or something like that.
Okay. And then when you got back to your car, was there any other cars when you got back to your car?
I don't think so. Well, no, because I would have thought through that now.
Okay.
Or just been mine.
Did you know where you went afterwards when you left there?
I went home that day. I always watched the stock market and trade the stocks.
That was something else that they remember the officer recorded something about the stock market. Tell us about that.
So I just had a individual trading account with Daytech originally, and I think it was TD Ameritrade. I trade stocks, try to get rich, lose money.
Did that work for you?
On and off it did, actually, but no, it worked really terribly there for a while, and I don't even do it anymore.
Okay.
It's just too much of a risk.
So did you have a phone or a watch or something you were looking at the stock market on, or?
I think so. I had a program on my phone to watch stocks. I don't remember exactly when and how long I had it, but yeah, I had a program that I could, depending on the reception you had, of course. If you didn't have any reception, that wouldn't work. And
was it fairly good out there that day?
And that's honestly, I think that's why I went home as quick as I did, because I wanted to get home and watch it on my computer with my stock tickers and all that stuff. So, because I remember I remember doing that. That was like a hobby, I guess, for me, was watching the stock market and looking at charts and trying to predict what something's going to do and make money. So,
yeah, that's way out of my league.
Well, it was mine too. I just didn't realize it at the time. But.
And what were you wearing that day? I mean, you said you put on a jacket. And
blue jeans, and I'm sure I put on a jacket because I think it was still fairly cool that day. I don't think it was super warm. I would have put on a jacket. I don't know.
Remember what kind of jacket you had back then? I mean,
I've had Carhartt jackets over the years.
Color is your jacket?
The one was blue, the one was black. Probably back then it would have been a black one. Had a hood built into it. So it was just a black zip up. Anyway, I don't even think it was a Carhartt. I think it was an off-brand, but it was like a Carhartt. I could have worn that. I've had sweatshirts like what I threw on today. Hoodies, jackets. I mean, I've got a little bit of everything. Fleece.
Anything else you maybe headgear or anything like that? Wasn't that warm that day, but wasn't that cold either.
Always kept a hat in my coat, so it would have been like a, I don't know what you call them, skull cap, or just not a big fluffy hat, but a small thing.
So, So cap on your head, and anything else you've been wearing besides like what kind of shoes? I mean, not pretty strange to ask a question like that. But what was, because I might probably tell you what kind of tennis shoes I had because I usually make them last a very long time.
Well, and I've got shoes that I've had for for 10, 12 years probably. It would have been older tennis shoes, or I had military boots that I used to wear, but they just don't fit. They're not. I've been out of the military forever, so I had some combat boots in my closet that I used to wear occasionally. I don't know if I was still wearing them then or not. I mean, I haven't worn them in years, but could have had a pair of work boots. I don't know. So probably older tennis shoes, but if it was wet out, sometimes I wear a boot, like a work boot, or like I said, the combat boots, because they held water out pretty well.
Okay, great.
And I may have told him that day what I was wearing, I don't remember.
Do you know what kind of phone you had back then? And you just found that phone, do you?
If I do, it's in the closet somewhere. I'm sure to recycle it by now.
Oh, really?
Because I've had this for... I had one guy. Tell me. No. Trying to go where I just went to look at. I don't know, it's been a few years now. Several years, not. Nice. It wasn't, I know that since that time, I know I've gotten this phone. I don't remember when. It's not been a super long time, but it wasn't. I've had it long enough that I don't remember when I got it.
Do you have that picture of that car? No. I don't think I do. Picture of the car on the road. Here we have that. Anyway. So, a couple things I wanted to ask you after I checked my phone, it's just like ringing like crazy. What we would like to do is to be able to confirm some of the information that you've given us so far, to be able to examine your phone. As you're well aware, phones go everywhere with everybody, and they tell a story about a lot of what people do. And sometimes the information on a phone can confirm or, maybe not necessarily confirm information about what somebody is saying. Okay. We have the ability to be able to extract the data from a phone and be able to look at it and be able to tell where somebody was at.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. Would that be something you would allow us to take care of, do today and get it done?
How long are you going to have my phone?
Well, we ideally would like to have a phone that you have. When you got that phone, did you take the data from the old phone and move it to the new phone?
I have no idea. I mean, I always try to save contacts.
Right. So if you had the phone, like, where'd you get the phone at? What service is it?
I go through Team. It's an online service, and a lot of people don't know about it. It's really inexpensive, and I've had it for years now.
What's it called?
Huh?
What was it called?
Team.
Ting, like T-I-N-G.
T-I-N-G.
Never heard of it.
It's online.
So you didn't really go to a store somewhere?
I used to, but I for years now I've been with Ting.
Uh-huh.
You pay full price for your phone, and they have discounted ones, and so usually you'll pay a couple $100 for a phone, mm-hmm. or you can pay $600-700, whichever. But as far as the service,
right.
I mean, I only pay around $40 a month for 2 phones, and that's pretty much everything.
your service provider, is that Ting themselves, or is it another?
They, like, I think right now it's probably Verizon. It's one of those deals they use. Of course, all of them do that anymore. They use each other's
The big
towers.
corporate towers and
Yeah.
But I think it's like my phone. Some of it depends on what type of phone you have too. Mine is based off of, pretty sure it's off of Verizon right now.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Do you remember what you had back then? 2017.
I know I didn't have this one yet. I don't even know if they were making those yet.
I mean, as far as service provider.
Well, I've had Ting. God, I've had Ting for several years now.
So they may,
I probably would have had Ting.
okay. So they may have changed service providers on you. Ting may have used a different service provider.
I don't like, since I've had this phone, I've never had them come out and say, hey, we're changing your provider. It's just I guess kind of the home system that it works off of. Like I said, it's Verizon. I'm trying to think if it's ever been, you don't even hear about AT&T anymore, but it could have been that at one point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I never had it before we lived in Delphi, though, so I know, I'm pretty sure because I always got my phone. I work at Walmart, so I get my service plans through them because I got discounts through them. So I know it's been since I left Walmart, so.
Okay.
I mean, so I went through regular periods prior to that. I've been with Ting forever.
Well, so then what I would like to do, if it's okay with you, would be to have an opportunity to look at the phone and examine some of the data on it. Really would like to get to the phone that you had back then. If you think it's in the closet,
I
turn it up. Yeah.
Actually, I don't have. I mean, my wife comes home. She'll know if we have it. She'll know exactly where it's at.
Okay. All right. So if it's okay with
I
you,
thought she recycled them, but she may not.
we could start with this phone. We'll be able to extract the data from that if that's okay with you. And I have a form that I read to folks before we get started on doing something like that. And it gives basically like this, you have the right to require that a search warrant be obtained before you search your property. You have the right to refuse consent to a warrantless search. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before you give your consent to such a search. If you can't afford a lawyer, one would be appointed for you. I've read the statement rights. I understand what rights are. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I consent to a warrantless search by the officers of the police department following described property, and it'll be your cell phone and another carrier, and authorize these officers to seize any item of data which they consider as evidence. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. And I would need to have the passcode. Is your phone open, or is it just a passcode, or is it a pattern? Face or what?
There's a finger thing, and then there's a code override.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Go ahead. Any questions? Yeah, we'll try to answer.
just I don't know. It's sounding more like you're like I'm not going to be somebody's fall guy. I thought we were talking.
I want to help you.
I thought you were trying to find
So
what I
everybody
might have that'd be helpful, but that's absolutely what we're doing.
everyone we talk to, we're trying to eliminate them from any suspicion of being involved in this case.
Sure.
So
I get that.
What we want to try to do is get as much information together to be able to show, okay, we've looked and didn't find anything. So you understand what I'm saying?
Sure, I get that. I just, like I said, honestly, it amazes me that we're even talking. I mean, it's been so long, and I haven't thought about this much, and it's just like I don't want to be somebody's fall guy, and we're going to try to make pieces of a puzzle fit somewhere they don't fit, so we can close this thing. I get, and I'm not saying you guys. Please don't think I'm questioning your integrity. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I just okay. I mean, I guess that's where I'm at. It doesn't seem like a simple conversation we're having. It seems more like you think I might have done it. So
I understand what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying and how I would feel from your point of view. Okay.
yeah.
But from our situation, what we're trying to do is be able to show what all you were doing that day. Take a look at everything. Make sure that we can show that what you're saying is true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can be able to say to someone else, whoever's prosecuting this case, look, we looked at Mr. Allen, he's not our guy. And we looked at him because we looked at his phone. And I was going to ask you something else too, be able to look at your car, and also, with your permission, we'd like to look at your house. And so
Okay.
all these things are very, very important to us to be able to.
No, I get that. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna, I mean, if you get to a point where you think that I need further investigating and you want to get a warrant, do it, that's fine, but I'm not gonna have somebody going through my house and everything.
Sure. I just want to be honest.
I just don't, I guess I'm starting to feel more like your main lead or something here, and I'm not gonna do that.
Well, we
I'm
just
not-
started, did you understand that because we are so far into this, that I'm sure you see the news, you see state police doing their thing. Well, we
For a great while, yeah.
at Carroll County Sheriff's Department, and he's an investigator with the prosecutor's office,
Sure.
we decided to pick through the very beginning of this again.
And I
And we're
understand that, I guess.
We're talking to everybody that was out there that day and trying to and cross the T's, dotting the I's. It's nothing more than that.
And I get that part of it.
So there's no fall guy. That's not.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to push anybody's integrity. I just, like, I guess like I said, at the point that you think I might have actually done this, then if you want to get a warrant, search my house, my car, my orifices or whatever, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind you looking at my phone or whatever, but, like, yeah. I don't think I guess my point is I don't think you're.
We're just asking.
Sure,
Right,
I
I'm
got you.
just asking.
I understand that.
So it is what it is, and we're sure to ask. So
Yeah, I'm not going to have police out going through my house and stuff. That's just not
that's fine. That's fine.
news leaks and somebody here. I just don't need that kind of.
Well, we're trying to keep this very discreet because we do understand what you're talking about. It came out of your age, which is not normal.
I understand.
So, we're not interested in making your life going like that. We're trying to get these things figured out.
Sure.
Get it taken care of. So,
Sure.
with that, so you said you would let us look in the phone?
Sure.
Okay, great. And you help us get to the other phone, too?
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay, all right. So let me go back to that form, and we'll get this phone back to our team, which can do that. So I covered this with you. And what kind of phone is it? Can you tell?
It's a Google something or other. It's a Google. Pixel.
Pixel, okay. It's a black phone, okay. And what is the passcode?
2045.
45, okay. All right, great. So I read this to you, so if you have any questions, do you have any questions about your rights about being able to do this? Or we just need your signature to verify that you understood everything?
You know what? Let me talk to my wife before I do anything.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't want to do this because I'm cool with it, but at the same time, I don't want her to get pissed off because I don't know.
It's okay.
We watch TV shows and stuff, and I just, I don't want to be associated with this thing, obviously, more than anybody else does. And am I an angel of a person? No. I mean, I'm like anybody else, and I guess I don't want you, maybe I don't want you looking at every website I've visited, and so I think I'll talk to my wife, and if she's cool with it, then we'll do it.
Can I? I'm going to get something. I'm going to show you something just really quick. I'll be right back.
Use the crusher to recycle.
Sure, you want to know?
No, I did.
One of these is colder than the other. So, but no, we're trying to give you a hard time.
I understand.
Again, we're just trying to get these things taken care
And I
of
get
for
that.
a long time. So,
I get that, but I guess that's not that I ever question anybody's integrity, but
that's fine.
it's just I know that it's at a point where I mean you want closure. You want closure for a family, and And I'm not, I don't know you from Adam.
No, it's fine.
But you also can't say it's never happened where pieces have been, we find a piece that's close to fitting and make it fit, and I just don't.
I just want you to see why we came to you. This is from the beginning.
Okay.
It's basically tip 74.
Okay.
That's
I understand.
I don't want you to think that we're just randomly coming after you.
And you've been,
Oh, I don't think you're coming after me. It's not that.
you've been completely honest with this. You said, well, what the information you can see right there, Mr. Allen was on the trail between 13:30 and 15:30.
That's true. I mean, I don't think that.
Time, that was.
I know I wasn't out there that late. I don't know what I told him that day, but I know I wasn't out there till 3:30 or so. Yeah, it's 3:30.
That would be right around 1:30 until 3:30.
No, I'm saying when I left. 1:30 would have been more of the time I would have left.
Okay.
Not gotten there. Because the only reason I remember is because I know I left around 11 o'clock or so because they were getting ready to go do lunch.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't going to do the lunch thing with everybody, so I just went home and was going to watch the stock market. Thought it was a nice day, and I'd go take a walk on the trail before I did.
Yeah. So things we're asking you is nothing any different than we ask anybody else around there.
Yeah. And that's beautiful, the stuff you told us, and there's nothing inconsistent here. So.
I guess I was actually watching my stock, so it must have been working. Yeah, about that. Vehicles parked High Bridge Trailhead. It wasn't, I mean, it was that farmer's pull-off is where I was seeing
Different people call.
Sure, gotcha. And you have the information off my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, that's what I'd really like to know, that cell phone in particular.
But again, that's why we're here.
sure, and I get that.
We're trying to put, if there's any pieces you missed or anything that you can recollect.
Sure, and that's honestly, that's what I thought this was.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's nothing else I can really think of. But as far as searching my house and my phones and like,
Well, let me say, I haven't even got to that yet. I just want to let you know those things have been very helpful for us, okay? I'm not necessarily asking right
how
now.
have they been helpful?
Eliminating people.
What we do is we can say for sure, okay,
Sure.
and we didn't find anything. Okay, that's how we estimate the successfulness.
And I guess I see that. So,
Yeah.
I guess when you say progress, it's like we're still where we were. And I'm not saying you haven't made progress.
No.
You obviously have. I'm just saying, like, we're here because we haven't found the guy that did this. And I'm not going to turn into that guy. I'm not going to, I don't want to become the target of something because, like I said, we watch a Dateline every week. We watch everything, and it's one of those, I mean, there's nothing that's going to tie me to it, and I'm not worried about that. To have people come and start searching my house and stuff. I mean, my wife doesn't even know I'm here talking to people, so, but I mean, I can look for the phone, I'll talk to her, and, I mean, obviously, any time that you feel that you need that information quicker, I know you can get it. It's not like you can't get it if you want it. I'm not an idiot.
What information would that be?
Searching my house, searching my
Oh, okay.
phone, searching my...
Well, and again, the reason I said search your house and your car would be to be able to say to someone, look, we did actually take care of this information. We know for sure, okay, what was there, what we found, and that gives us the answer we need for a particular situation that we're dealing with.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that we're trying to put anybody in a box, or anything like that. Or I know you brought up several times wanting to be able to resolve a case. No, what we want to do is be able to find the person who...
Absolutely.
Not
That's
trying
what I mean.
Not trying to put anybody in that box that wasn't responsible for what happened. Okay?
I understand that.
So, and
I'm not saying you just want to label somebody, but, you know, I had nothing to do with it. I haven't been a part of this investigation. I mean, I have with what I did, and now I'm, obviously you question me further, and that's fine, but
Sure.
it's a horrible thing, and I mean, I don't want to be any more involved in it than what I have to be. If I thought I had something that was useful, by all means, I'd give you anything I had. I just don't know what's going to be useful to you.
Sure, I understand. So that's one of the reasons why we asked for the phone, is to be able to nail down that aspect of it, especially the phone that would have been involved in that situation, which would be the phone you gave the information on to the officer.
Sure.
And also, something that would be very important to look at would be your car, because when somebody does something that's involved in something like this,
Sure.
there might be traces of biological information and data or substances that were left behind inside the vehicle. So,
Sure, I mean,
that makes sense. So, would it be helpful for us to be able to look at your car to be able to determine if there'd be anything like that inside of it, forensically? Okay, forensically means that we have a close examination of the car.
I know that.
And then again, like everything else that we're telling you, then we can say, we looked at Rick, we looked at his car, there was nothing in his car. That's the point. That's the whole point of everything.
Yeah, this is out of left field, guys. I mean, I'm going to talk to my wife before I do anything. I mean, this affects her as much as it affects me. And I know you guys don't talk to people. I don't hear a bunch of rumors out there, but I mean, I don't want anybody knowing that I talk to you guys.
Oh, I understand.
It's just not something
We don't do that.
Sure.
That's not something we want to do at all. So we don't just go out and randomly talk to people or stuff like this.
Sure, I understand.
Okay. So with the phone, you say you want to take some time, more time to think about it. A couple things that I wanted to ask you about. Would you mind, sir, if we stepped out for a little bit and came back? That'd be okay with you? Give me just a few minutes right back. Hey, how you doing? So what I wanted to do is kind of show you some of the stuff that we do have here. Why it's important. Why it's important. We get your cooperation. One of the things that you told us was that you had driven out there in your car, and you think you've driven out there in your car. We have a picture of your car that shows it was gone out to the trails that day. Okay? And now, one of the important things for us is to help understand exactly where you were at that day, what was going on. You've already told us that you were out there. That's really, really important.
Sure.
Okay? Obvious. So with that, what I wanted to do is try to help you work through this whole thing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We've been able to talk to your wife, talk to your daughter already. Well, this is all happening. We had time to do all that.
Sure.
And we've heard that you had some issues, even at one point put a gun in your mouth, that you were going to do something to yourself, maybe 3 years or so.
Yes.
And, look, there's a lot here that we need to get clarified, okay? As you well know, we have pictures of an individual who's on the bridge. And to some great degree, you describe that individual as wearing, yourself as wearing blue jeans, a jacket of the same color as that. He described a hat. It's hard to see the shoes, but they're tan brown. Okay? And this is a picture that was taken with the phone of one of the girls.
Okay, I understand that.
And the question needs to be, is that you?
If it was taken with the girl's phone, that is absolutely, it's not me, but I never have met these girls before, so even if I thought it looked like me, if it was taken with the girl's phone, there's no way it could be. I've never met them. I've never seen them.
All right, so that's
And
where
as far, well, and let's just stop there. As far as my psychological well-being,
okay.
it has been, I've been dealing with that for years. It's not something new. It's not something because I went out and killed girls. Now I've got psychological problems. Have I had issues? Did I stick a gun? I know how a gun works, and I wasn't going to shoot myself that night. It was probably a cry for help that night. You've obviously talked to my wife, so it is what it is. But I know that you haven't talked to anybody that knows me, has been around me, my family, not my family, that thinks that I may have been involved in this. I wouldn't believe it.
But this image, this person right here, he's wearing like a Carhartt jacket, just like you just told us.
Okay.
He's wearing the same clothing that you just told us. We just need to know what happened. Why?
Sure. I said I was wearing blue jeans. Now, I think blue jeans is a pretty common thing that people wear. Sure. And I said I was probably wearing a black or a blue coat. It could have been a Carhartt, a zip-up with a hoodie in it. I've had black ones. I've had a blue one, or a blue one and a black one. Like, I guess, you're taking what I told you I was wearing and saying that that's me in it.
So the other kind of,
And you're serious. You literally want me to, like, that is you want me to say that that's my car?
We looked at
it matches everything. That is your car.
Okay, well, I'm saying that picture, it's like, okay,
that there's zero doubt that that's you.
I don't even, okay, that's
We're
fine.
just showing you what we have and why we need to eliminate it. That's
Sure.
the point.
Sure. All right, well, we're all done here.
Here's what
Unless you want to arrest me, that's fine.
Here's what I want to say to you at this point. Look, we have a lot of information here that we need clarification.
Sure.
And that's exactly why we're talking to you at this time.
Well, and that's fine.
So what we want to do is to be able to take a look at your cell phone, take a look at all the data, help us out. Yeah, it would be great. Or, conversely, in this situation, we've already talked to your employer, and we already know that and we haven't told them what we know about this. We haven't said anything about that. But they say you're a nice guy. And I believe you're a nice guy.
Oh, okay.
Look, I have no reason. Let me paint a picture for you. We went to your house.
No, you got a job to do. And I get
we went to your house.
You sit down here,
we went to your house this morning.
we're having a conversation, and
we went to your house this morning, and what we did was knock on the door. You let us inside. We had a nice conversation, and that's great. That's really positive. You came here to the center and drove down. You rode in the car with us.
yeah.
And we had a chance to sit down and talk. You're not a fellow who is, I think, a mean fellow. You're not the kind of guy that would go out and do something malicious to somebody. So a lot of what we're trying to get figured out here today, right now, is exactly what's going on here. Why is this information showing us one thing, but then you're telling us another?
What is it showing you? What this information? I'm just saying that is. Just say that is my car. I told you I could have been driving that car.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what it is but this seems to have taken a turn. You're sitting here and you're talking to me, and you're asking me things, and I get that.
Most people,
But now it's turning into
most people have wanted to be eliminated from this.
well, sure.
I
don't want to be included to begin with. So until the point that you have something that tells you that I did this and you want to subpoena or arrest me or something, I've got nothing to worry about. So I'm not real concerned here, but your attitudes towards me have definitely changed, and I don't like the fact that, it feels more like I'm being interrogated, and but then you're going to tell me that you've already talked to my wife and my daughter and stuff. Like, how straightforward is that?
Well, what would you? Okay, let's turn everything around. Tell me what you would do differently if you were in our situation. You had this information. How would you react? What would you do? You do the same thing that we were doing right now.
What information is it that you have?
You
have that I was out there, and I told you from the very beginning that I was out there.
Yes, you did.
I didn't hide it.
Did you see this guy?
I didn't know.
Okay.
I told you. I see the only person that I clearly remember seeing that, and this isn't from the day. This is the next day. The only people or person that came into my mind were those three girls that I seen.
Richard, we're not upset with you, not mad at you, anything like that. We're just
Sure.
trying to get to the bottom of this, okay? No, I'm not, I'm not here to give you a hard time. I'm just here to try to get the situation straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do is simply get to the truth. What would help us get to the truth is being able to look inside of some of the things you're talking about, okay?
And I get that.
Okay? And maybe
And on the other side of things,
happen here.
sure. And on the other side of things, if I thought I had something that was going to help you, that would, what do I have that's going to help you?
Okay. Well, I have some questions we could go through here, if you don't mind. And
I think we're done.
we have some other questions here that we could go through here. And what I could do,
Want to get questions? What does that hurt?
some of the questions that we can ask you are simply this. And I don't want you to feel like these questions all sound strange and it'd be very, even accusing in nature. But I want you to understand I'm not trying to offend you. But
I get that. I get
you help us out by getting to a little bit farther along in this matter.
So, I don't know. Like I said, you went, you talked to my daughter and my wife. What do you want? I can't tell you what happened. I can tell you that if that picture was, I mean, you can sit and take anybody and say, well, if they were wearing this and wearing that, that could be done. If that picture was taken from one of the girls' phones,
Here's the
it's
problem
not
with
me
that.
because I've never met them.
No, but listen, here's the problem with that. You know why you can put a lot of people and say they're wearing blue jeans and a blue coat, but you know what the difference is? No, you said you were there.
Well, sure I did.
We have people that saw you.
Okay.
Ricky said you were out on the bridge yourself.
There aren't that many people that saw me. I mean, I'm sure I didn't miss that many people. If they walked behind me, I guess.
You said that you were out on the bridge, this bridge, yourself that day around the time when this happened.
No, I didn't.
You said you walked out onto the bridge. When we talked to you earlier, you said that you walked out to about the first platform or within that area down the bridge. That's what you told us. So we know that you were on the bridge.
Of course I was.
Okay?
And I told you that.
And with that, we can say that, is this person you? That's the question. Is that person you? That's the question we have to answer.
Sure.
Okay? So if that person is you, we know this person followed the girls all the way to the other side of the bridge and then told them to go down the hill.
So, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like you're saying, go.
Okay, so the bridge here, okay, this is the girls walking towards the other side of the bridge from where the trailhead is at.
The other side.
The other side of the bridge. And this person followed them all the way to the other side of the bridge where the...
Yeah. So let's just...
And told them to go down the hill.
Okay, so let me stop here. I don't appreciate you trying to talk me into this.
No.
This is what I said. You're trying to change my words around. I told you I was on the bridge. Now you just told me this is the trailhead side of the bridge.
Over here on this
And
side.
you're saying I told you I walked on the bridge.
You said you walked on that bridge that day.
And that first trestle is somewhere,
Back there? Okay.
it's somewhere over there.
Help me understand. Okay, you came out this far. We know that
I did.
You
I didn't go out that far that day.
You came out that far. That's what you told us.
I'm not going to tell you how. I can't tell by that how far out I was.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. You're saying that's me, and you're saying this is the far side of the bridge. I don't even go out that far anymore. I haven't for years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for years. But back then, that was in 2017. Okay. And the question is this you?
No.
Okay. So you're telling me that this person was out there on the bridge, wore the same clothing that you have on that day, but you didn't see
You
them.
can't tell that's a black Carhartt coat, a blue Carhartt coat, a pullover. I told you I could have been wearing this.
The two kinds of clothing you said you wore that day was either a black Carhartt coat or a blue Carhartt coat. Okay, you said you had blue jeans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've had a jacket.
Okay, so put yourself in my chair.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm not going to tell you I wasn't wearing a black Carhartt that day. I told you I could have been. I don't know if that's a black Carhartt. And if it is, it's not mine, it's his.
And you said you had a hat you normally wear, a skull cap, which covers...
I said I carry one. So if I was wearing one, it would be like a skull cap or a smaller type of hat or something.
Okay. So this is the situation we're at, okay? Basically this. Either you were out there to do this to the girls, or you were out there to be able to introduce the girls to somebody else.
Okay. Good luck finding anything that points in that direction. I mean, it's not me. You're not going to make me believe it's me. You're not going to find anything that ties me to those murders. So I'm not really that concerned. You know, you went from trying to, I don't know what you want to say, get my trust and then slowly lure me into telling you I killed somebody, and I'm not going to do it. You know, I don't know where this changed course.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time, really not. I just want you to put yourself in the situation where we as police officers are looking at all the evidence that we have and what you've told us right now, okay? Okay, not trying to give you a hard time, just want to make sure that we get everything taken care of here. That's why we wanted to look at the things that we wanted to look at.
And that's not going to happen now. I mean, like I said, we're done here. So arrest me or take me home.
I understand. So
Arrest me or take me home. I'm done. This is stupid.
okay. So that day, that's your phone. So on that day, you went out there on the bridge, and that you were wearing the same clothing basically the same clothing that this person here is wearing.
That's what you think. I don't know how you can tell that that's a black Carhartt coat, which is what I told you, a black or blue Carhartt coat. Never mind. This is ridiculous. You're trying to tell me that I gave you a description of this guy and I didn't. I mean, we all looked at this thing for months and years, and to me that doesn't even look like a Carhartt coat.
Well, you can't say it's not, can you? I mean, neither one of us can.
Okay, you're right.
Can't say it's not. I mean, we can't say that it's not a Carhartt coat. We can't say that that hat isn't similar to the one that you have had at one point. So,
Okay.
with all those things in view,
You've lost my trust. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. This is stupid. Now you pissed me off.
well, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
And I
So let's get, are you arresting me?
well, I really want to try to get this thing worked out.
Are you
Okay, I want to try to get this thing worked out.
Am I free to leave or not?
You've always been free to leave.